Hey thinkers, my name is Miss New, and today we are going to talk about the science of color.
What is the science of color?
What is the visible color spectrum? How do our eyeballs see color? And what is color used for? Sir Isaac Newton in the 1600s, a mathematician and physicist, he was studying sunlight and prisms. What Newton found out was that when white light went through a prism, it actually made a bunch of different colors, what we see in the rainbow. By showing us the visible color spectrum, Sir Isaac Newton actually opened up the doors to studying the visible color spectrum.
Hey, Miss No! Oh, wow, I love colors. And guess what? I know all the colors that my eyes can see because I know Roy G. Biv. That's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Man, I'm good. That's all the colors. That is all the colors that I can see and anyone can see.
Yes, you're right, misinformation. So Roy G. Biv, those are colors on the visible color spectrum. But those colors are made of a bunch of different wavelengths. And there's even wavelengths that the human eye can't see.
Huh. So that's pretty crazy. I mean, if I can see a lot more colors than my friend Roy G. Biv, then, how does that even work?
So take a look at this pumpkin right here. What colors do you see? I see orange, and there's a really good explanation for that. So the color wavelengths, some of them are absorbed in this pumpkin, and some of those color wavelengths are reflected. Those reflected wavelengths are what we see when they're interpreted by our eyeballs and our brain.
Oh my gosh, I know! Something is magic in my eyes. Am I right? Magic eyes. Wow, I've got magic eyes.
So eyeballs are pretty magical, but let's talk about the science of eyeballs. So remember that color wavelength that is reflected off the pumpkin? That wavelength is now going to travel to our eyeball. It's going to go through the pupil, or the black part of our eyeball, and then it's going to be interpreted by the retina. The retina is composed or made up of two different photoreceptor cells, or cells that see light and respond to light. Those are called cones and rods.
Huh. So these eyes really are kind of magic in a very scientific Miss No kind of way. But you know what? Here's the thing. Color's not that important. Let's take my dog Betty, for example. Betty's colorblind, right? She totally cannot see color at all. She sees things like black, white, and gray, I guess. And it doesn't really matter to her. So color's really not that important.
That is a really common misconception, is that dogs are colorblind. But dogs really aren't colorblind. Remember when we were talking about the human eye and the cones? Dogs just have one less cone than humans do, but they have more rods than we do. So dogs can actually see better movement in the dark. Now let's look at another really cool animal, birds. Some birds have a fourth cone, and other birds can even see UV light. And scientists think that birds have this special ability because it helps them be better flyers in dense foliage, or it helps them be better foragers. So let's talk a little bit more about those photoreceptor cells, cones and rods. Rods are cells that respond better to dark light. They see movement and shapes better. Cones, on the other hand, respond better to brighter environments. That is what actually sees color. Humans have 3 different types of cones, usually, and those are red, blue, and green. Once those cones respond to the color wavelengths, they're going to travel through the optic nerve and be interpreted by a region of our brain. Colors are caused by chemical compounds known as pigments. Animals and plants have all sorts of different types of pigments. But why? Let's look at a male peacock, for example. They have really brightly colored pigments in their tail to help them attract a mate. Let's look at flowers. They're usually brightly colored to attract insects so they can be pollinated. What about camouflage? Both prey and predator animals are camouflaged. And the opposite of camouflage are warning colors. And those, like a skunk or a poison dart frog, can help animals ward off predators.
Hold
Are we talking about colors in here? Ooh, I love colors. Hello, thinkers. I am Miss Mona, and it's time to add a little art into this story. So, an artist uses colors in many different ways. It can tell us things, like a stoplight. That red color tells you what? Ah, stop! And the yellow light tells you, hold on. And that green light tells us, go! But also, some colors can give us the warm and fuzzies. And artists use that to make you feel different ways. Huh.
Alright everybody, we hope you enjoyed this video. And you know, as always, if you see something really cool that makes you think, don't forget to hashtag it, #TheLivingThing. And as always, please like and subscribe and to our channel. We need you to keep coming back and see us right here on
The Living Think.